So, as I had mentioned before, there was definitely some water getting into the basement. The previous owners slash tenants had what looks like probably spray stop leak or something, as well as what appears to be like a hard plaster, and then some dry lock on the wall for sure. The water tended to pool right here, but I cleaned it all up, put a dryer on it, the blower dryer right here, and realized the water is coming out of the corner. Yes, that is a big hole in the footer of the foundation. So, down here is the footer concrete block, and it is highly deteriorated. And it has been filled in with what looked like plaster. And obviously, not a good watertight fix. So I've got some hydraulic cement. I'm going to do my best to clear all this stuff out of there and then just pack this thing with cement in the corner for now until we dig out the entire foundation, put in French drains, and hydro lock the outside with some rubber sealant. Fun times ahead. You can literally see the water pouring in through the foundation. Yeah, that's bad. Not supposed to do that. So what I'm trying to do now is scrape out much of this white plaster dry lock as I can so that the hydraulic cement has something to really bond to. And I'm trying to be careful because this concrete block is just disintegrating. This thing's been like this for years. Years and years and years. I'm not happy. All right, well, we've got copper pipes here in the cottage. And for the washer dryer, they're set up with these boiler valves that are very old and definitely leaking. This one's leaking because I took it out to measure it and turned the water off, right? So now that's just what we're getting, a little bit of dripping after I emptied the pipe. So here's the old pipe, the old valve actually, the old boiler valve. Just a standard male end with a garden hose thread count on it. Now going to these much nicer, newer, same half-inch pipe. I will paint one of these red so that we know one's hot and one's cold, and shouldn't be too difficult. All right, so I'm just going to prep these with some silicone tape. Make sure I get a good non-leaking seal. If leaks are bad. Wrap that up. Make sure you cover the whole threads, right? So you end up with a taped half-inch thread. All right, now it should be as simple as taking my valve and I'm going to screw it in hand tight at first. I should be able to get one more rotation on it. All right, valve is in there, nice and tight, and the handle is drying because it's painted red, because this, even though you might not know it, is the hot water line. On to the next. All right, this one is definitely giving me some issues. I hit it with some WD-40. I think it's the original valve that's in there. So I'm gonna give it a couple little light knocks. try to break those threads up a little, because what I don't want to do is break any of this. It's got like freaking grout on it or mortar or something, but I may end up switching to the crescent wrench. Oh, there it goes. This short-handled crescent wrench is actually pretty handy. Oh, and I'll have some water coming out of that. Oh. That was fun. And then we go right away with the new valve. I'm actually going to close this valve. Rotation. There we go. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, 2 brand new valves for the washer and dryer. Only 7,000 more tasks to go, and then we'll be done. One of the last things I got to do for this job is going to be turning the water back on. This line here runs to the well pump, and this line here runs from the natural spring that flows constantly. I need to check how many gallons per minute that thing flows, and then after I turn the water back on, we're going to check to see how much pressure we're getting through this system, because it feels a little low, so we're going to check that out. All right, so simple here. Water on. Not sure if you can hear that. System is repressurizing. Let's test here this valve. Whoop. Water comes out. That's good. All right, I have never used one of these. It seems extremely simple. We're going to test the water pressure here. Pressure's on all the way. Yeah, I'm showing, what, like almost 40 psi. I think we should be having somewhere closer to 60, but I got to do research on that. For good measure, I'm going to check the pressure here on the hot water side as well. Did a quick Google search. It's telling me I should really be ideally at about 60 psi. So we'll see. Pressure was a little higher than that, you know, somewhere right at 40 on cold. Yep, so identical pressure left to right. Valves all the way open. Let's see what happens when I turn the spring water on. All right, so working on the cottage. You know, we talked last time that we had this idea where we were going to cover up the window. So I was able to do that. I zip behind it. Drywall's all in. First coat with taping. Gonna do that again. Then I thought, hey, I'm gonna tackle this chimney. Bad idea. We have the chimney, and inside is so much moisture. What I thought had been some amount of plaster or something that was surrounding was actually just all destroyed drywall. So this is what I imagine is the sheeting of the house behind the outdoor chimney. Water rotted through. Drywall up here, still dry. You can see there's some nail pops. Water damage around it for sure, and then it kind of stops down here. So somewhere water was getting in behind this chimney. So I'll be looking to fix that, but all this has got to come out. Got to replace in between this stud, in between this stud, and in between this stud, all of the insulation. Cap off properly this chimney because we're not going to be running this stove that's in here. This is a propane stove. Not going to be running that. We've got an electric unit that we're going to be putting in here. But all this has got to get torn out.